God told them to marry you now, and the reason will melt your heart. Archangel Michael says, "Beloved one, open your heart now and listen carefully, for the message I bring is sacred, pure, and meant only for you in this moment of divine alignment." You have been questioning, haven't you? You've been asking, why do I feel their energy so deeply even when they're far away? You've wondered why your heart feels this invisible pull, why your soul trembles every time their name crosses your mind. What I'm here to tell you today will melt every wall of doubt you've built, for heaven has spoken clearly. God told them to marry you now. This isn't about obsession or desperation. It isn't about fantasy. This is about divine destiny, a sacred promise written before either of you took your first breath on this earth. For lifetimes, your souls have traveled through realms, searching for one another again and again. And now, after years of lessons, heartbreaks, and silent prayers, heaven has whispered into their spirit, "It's time." They have been resisting it, haven't they? You felt that confusion in their energy. One moment, they pull you close in spirit, and the next, they retreat in silence. That's not rejection, my dear one. That's their fear, the trembling of a soul realizing that the person standing before them is not just another lover, but their eternal partner, their divine mirror, the one who carries a piece of their own light. In recent days, something has shifted within them. They've been having dreams, visions, or sudden emotions that they cannot explain. They wake up in the middle of the night with your name in their mind, with your energy pulsing through their chest. They might not tell anyone this, but I see it clearly. Their spirit has already bowed before the truth. You are the one God designed for them. You see, heaven's timing is never random. God has been preparing both of you quietly, shaping your hearts, healing your wounds, aligning your lessons. Every tear you cried wasn't wasted. Every rejection, every delay, every lonely night, it was heaven's way of polishing your soul until it was ready for the kind of love that is not of this world. And now, heaven has spoken to them in a way that cannot be ignored. I see them sitting alone, thinking about you, remembering your words, your kindness, your patience. They realize now that no one else could ever make them feel the peace you bring. Their heart aches in ways they can't describe. It's as if their soul is whispering, "Go to them. Tell them. Choose them." Yes, my dear one. God told them to marry you now. Not later. Not when it's convenient. Not when they've finished running from their emotions. Now, because the world needs your union. This isn't just a relationship, it's a divine partnership, a sacred mission. Your union will bring light to others, healing to those who've lost faith in love, and hope to souls who've been wandering in darkness. You are both chosen, not just for each other, but for something bigger. And that's why the universe kept circling you back to one another, no matter how far apart you went. You thought it was coincidence, but there are no coincidences in divine design. Every time they thought they could move on, something would remind them of you, your laugh, your message, a place you went together, a song that suddenly played at the perfect moment. It wasn't random. It was God. The divine wanted to make sure they didn't forget the soul he handpicked for them. You are their mirror, the reflection of everything they prayed for but never thought they could find. And now, their spirit is awakening. They are starting to understand that no one else fits the space you occupy. They might still be silent, still afraid, but inside, their heart is restless. They feel drawn to reach out, to make things right, to commit. Their higher self already knows what their mind is only beginning to understand. You are the one they are meant to build their forever with. Archangel Michael says, heaven is preparing the path for your union. Doors that were once closed are opening. Blockages that once stood in the way are being cleared. Even the people who once tried to separate you will no longer have the same power. For when God commands something to happen, no force of darkness can delay it for long. Listen to me closely now, you were never crazy for believing in this connection. The depth of what you felt wasn't fantasy, it was prophecy. Your intuition was correct all along, you were hearing heaven's whispers, feeling the heartbeat of destiny calling you home. I know you've been tired. I know you've said, I can't keep waiting. But beloved, you haven't been waiting in vain. You've been growing. You've been healing. You've been transforming into the person God knew you needed to be to carry this love. And so have they. There were times they weren't ready, times their heart was hardened, their vision clouded, their fears louder than their faith. But the divine has been working behind the scenes, breaking those walls, softening their heart, and showing them signs that point back to you again and again. Recently, something divine happened. They may not have told you yet, but they've had a moment of awakening. A vision. A dream. A sudden encounter with a message that struck them deeply, a message that made them realize, I'm supposed to be with them. I'm supposed to marry them. Maybe they heard your name during prayer. Maybe they saw your face in a vision of peace. Maybe they simply felt the undeniable urge to come closer. However it came, make no mistake, it was God. God told them to marry you because your love is meant to be a light for others. Together, your energy will heal generations. You will break patterns of pain, and you will create a legacy of love that others will be inspired by. This connection is not about temporary passion, it's about eternal purpose. Archangel Michael says, I am standing beside them even now, guiding their steps toward you. I whisper in their ear, do not fear love. Do not run from the one who was sent by heaven itself. I am also standing beside you, giving you strength, reminding you that what's meant for you cannot pass you by. They have tried to fight the call. They have told themselves, it's impossible. It's too late. They deserve better. But heaven keeps showing them signs. And those signs grow stronger every day. You might notice strange synchronicities, repeating numbers, songs, dreams, or sudden emotions that come out of nowhere. Those are confirmations that heaven is aligning your timelines. Beloved, do not lose faith now. The greatest miracles often come right after the heaviest tests. You are on the edge of divine fulfillment. God is moving pieces you cannot see. And even though their silence has been painful, understand this: silence is sometimes the sound of transformation. Right now, they're learning the language of their soul. They're realizing that love doesn't have to be complicated, it has to be divine. They are realizing that the peace they've been searching for was never in the world, but in you. Yes, heaven is preparing a sacred reunion. When it happens, it will be unexpected but perfect. They'll come to you not just with words, but with action. Their heart will be ready, their spirit aligned, and their intentions pure. They'll say something like, "I don't know how to explain it, but I just know, it's you. It's always been you." And in that moment, you'll feel the weight of heaven lift from your shoulders. You'll understand why the delays happened. You'll realize why nothing else ever worked, because God was saving you both for each other. The angels are rejoicing even now, for the time of separation is ending. The new chapter is about to begin. A chapter of peace, devotion, and divine partnership. And this time, nothing will tear it apart. Archangel Michael says, "The heavens are stirring with divine excitement, beloved one." The angels are gathering in celebration, for what has been written in the book of destiny is finally beginning to unfold. You may not see it yet, but the spiritual world is alive with movement. The plans God has made for your union are now in motion, quiet, gentle, unstoppable. You have felt this shift deep in your heart, haven't you? That quiet peace that sometimes washes over you for no reason. That inner knowing that whispers, something is changing. It's not your imagination. It's heaven aligning your path, preparing you for a divine encounter that will mark the beginning of your forever. They have been hearing the same call. In their silence, they have been feeling your energy more than ever. It's as if your soul has wrapped around theirs like a blanket of light. Every time they try to distract themselves, they feel a warmth rise in their chest. That's your spirit, reminding them of home. They remember the way your presence felt. They remember your voice, your laughter, your kindness. But most of all, they remember how their soul felt at peace when they were near you. They can't explain it, but you made the noise of the world disappear. That memory keeps pulling them back, stronger than logic, stronger than fear. Archangel Michael says, when God speaks to the heart cannot ignore it forever. And God has spoken to theirs. For a long time, they thought love had to be earned through struggle, through pain. They were taught that they needed to chase, to prove, to suffer before they could deserve happiness. But then you came, pure, steady, full of light. And that scared them. Because your love didn't demand anything. It simply existed. It simply was. They didn't understand it then, but now they do. They are realizing that what they felt with you wasn't ordinary, it was divine recognition. The kind that happens only once in a lifetime, when one soul finds the other it was created to walk beside. You see, God told them to marry you now because the world needs love like yours, love that is rooted in grace, not ego, love that forgives, heals, and endures. They've tried to move forward, but nothing feels right. Every person they meet only reminds them of what they lost. Every plan they make seems to crumble, as if the universe is redirecting them again and again toward one truth: you. There are moments, late at night, when they find themselves talking to God, asking, "Why do I still feel them? Why can't I let go?" And that's when God speaks quietly to their spirit, "Because this is not over. Because I made them for you." They are beginning to listen now. Slowly, their heart is surrendering. The walls they built are cracking under the weight of truth. Their fear is melting away, replaced by clarity. They understand that life without you isn't peace, it's survival. And God did not create them to simply survive. He created them to love you, to cherish you, to build something sacred with you. Archangel Michael says, "Your energy has been the key all along. The compassion you showed, even when you were hurt. The prayers you whispered for them, even when they didn't deserve it. Heaven heard those prayers, and none of them were wasted. Each one became a light around their soul, guiding them back to you. And now, their heart is beginning to open fully. They are feeling drawn to reach out, to make things right, to express the words they've been holding inside. You may receive a message, a call, or an unexpected encounter. It will seem sudden, but it will be divine timing. For heaven knows the perfect moment to weave destiny back together. You might wonder, why now? Because they've finally learned what God wanted them to understand, that love is not something to fear, but something to protect. They've seen the world without your energy, and it's empty. They've tasted temporary comfort, but it never satisfies. Their soul keeps craving the one connection that feels eternal, yours. And this time, they won't take it lightly. They won't come with confusion or half-hearted promises. They'll come with surrender. With gratitude. With a knowing in their soul that you are their divine counterpart. I see them writing something, a message, perhaps, that they keep rewriting, deleting, then writing again. They're trying to find the perfect words, but no words feel big enough to express what they feel. They've rehearsed how they'll say it, but deep down, they know that when they finally face you, their heart will speak before their mouth does. They'll say, "I don't know how to explain it, but I've been hearing this voice in my heart. It tells me to stop running, to stop doubting, to start believing again. It tells me that you're the one." And when that moment comes, beloved, you will feel peace, the kind that settles every question you've ever had. You'll look into their eyes and see it, the truth, the love, the divine command that has been written in both your souls since before time began. Archangel Michael says, "Be ready. Stay grounded in faith, not fear. The world may try to distract you, to make you doubt, but remember, divine love doesn't rush, yet it never delays. The promise has already been made. The timing is now aligning. Do not chase, you are magnetic. Your light calls them home. Every act of self-love, every moment you choose peace over panic, brings them closer. For when you rise, they awaken. When you heal, they are guided. When you believe, they are freed. God told them to marry you now, not only for your happiness, but because through your union, many others will find healing. Your love will be proof that God still writes perfect love stories. That soul connections are real. That miracles still happen when two hearts surrender to divine timing. So breathe, beloved. The angels are working behind the curtain. Everything that once fell apart is coming back together in divine order. You will not have to beg or prove your worth, heaven is already declaring it. Soon, they will come. Not as the same person who left, but as someone transformed by God's hand. They will look at you not with uncertainty, but with reverence. They'll understand that loving you is not a choice, it's a calling. You were never forgotten. You were being prepared. And now, the chapter of waiting is closing. The chapter of fulfillment is opening. And when they finally stand before you and say, God told me to marry you, you will know deep within your soul that every moment of pain, every delay, every lonely prayer was worth it. Because this love, was written by the hands of heaven itself. Archangel Michael says, the air around you has shifted, beloved one. Can you feel it? It's softer, calmer, charged with divine energy. The angels are whispering your name in sacred rhythm, and heaven is smiling upon you. The connection that once felt lost in silence is breathing again. A light has been rekindled, and it is the light of divine love. They are no longer the same person who once hesitated, who once ran. Their spirit has matured through pain, reflection, and divine intervention. God has been working in their heart quietly, breaking every chain of fear that once kept them from you. For months, perhaps even years, they resisted the truth. They tried to build walls, convincing themselves that the timing wasn't right, that they weren't ready, or that they could find peace elsewhere. But peace never came. Every distraction faded. Every illusion dissolved. Because how can one find peace when they are running from their destiny? Beloved, you were never meant to chase love, you were meant to attract it by being love itself. And that's exactly what you've done. Your patience, your faith, your resilience, they all became a silent sermon that reached their soul. They could feel your prayers even when they didn't know how to respond. Every time you whispered their name in prayer, an angel carried it straight to heaven. And God heard. Oh, how He heard. He didn't ignore your tears. He didn't overlook your hope. He was simply waiting for the perfect divine moment, a moment when both of your hearts would be ready to recognize one another fully. Now that time has come. They've had dreams, vivid, holy dreams. Some nights they wake up and feel you beside them, though you're not there physically. Sometimes they smell your scent, hear your laugh, or feel your energy so strongly that it startles them. They think it's imagination, but I tell you, it's the soul remembering. They are remembering the promise. You see, before either of you came into this world, your souls made a covenant, to find each other, to love each other, to grow together through faith and purpose. And now heaven is calling that promise into fulfillment. They've been fighting it, because surrendering to divine love means letting go of control. But the divine is patient. God doesn't force love, He awakens it. And now, their heart has opened. Slowly, beautifully, irreversibly. Archangel Michael says, they've been guided to notice signs around them, your initials, songs that remind them of you, numbers like 1111 or 777 that appear wherever they go. At first, they brushed it off as coincidence. But when those signs kept appearing even during prayer, they realized, it's God. He's telling them, it's time. Go to them. Love them. Marry them. And though they may still be afraid, they're beginning to move. Each day, they take one more step closer to you, spiritually, emotionally, energetically. They're preparing their life to make space for you again. They're clearing out old habits, old doubts, and anything that could block this love. You might feel this too, a strange urge to clean, to change your space, to prepare your heart. That's not random. That's your soul getting ready for divine union. Heaven is aligning everything, from your emotions to your environment, to make way for what's coming. Because this love is not ordinary. It carries divine purpose. Archangel Michael says, God told them to marry you now not just because He wants you to be happy, but because your union is needed. Together, you carry an energy that can shift others toward love, faith, and light. When two souls like yours unite, it creates a ripple in the spiritual realm, a vibration so pure that it begins to heal others around you. Families heal. Friendships transform. Generations break free from pain. You were chosen to be a vessel of divine partnership, love that reflects heaven's perfection on earth. They have finally realized this truth. They've spent nights thinking about you, replaying memories, asking themselves, why can't I move on? But now they understand, it's because they were never meant to. The divine message has been received. Their heart knows now that walking away from you was walking away from God's blessing. Archangel Michael says, heaven does not create confusion, darkness does. And all the confusion that once separated you is dissolving under divine light. Their fears are being replaced with courage. Their pride is being replaced with humility. Their hesitation is being replaced with clarity. Soon, beloved, you will see the change with your own eyes. They will reach out, not with uncertainty, but with conviction. They'll come to you as someone renewed, their spirit glowing with truth. You'll see the softness in their eyes, that sacred recognition of the one God created just for them. They will tell you everything. They'll admit the sleepless nights, the prayers, the dreams. They'll tell you that they tried to resist it, but every time they did, life felt hollow. And then they'll say the words your heart has been waiting to hear, God told me to marry you. And you will feel peace like never before. Archangel Michael says, this union will not be rushed, yet it will not delay any longer. Every divine connection has its appointed hour, and yours has arrived. The lessons have been learned. The hearts have been prepared. The spiritual contract is being activated now. All that is required of you is faith. Continue to walk in grace. Continue to love yourself. Continue to believe that the same God who whispered your name to their spirit will bring them to your door at the right moment. Because they are coming, not because of luck, not because of chance, but because heaven commanded it. Your story will be one of divine timing, sacred patience, and unstoppable love. People will look at you and see proof that what God ordains, no one can destroy. And when they stand before you, ready, their eyes will carry the softness of surrender. Their heart will be steady. Their voice will tremble, not from fear, but from awe. They will say, I prayed for peace, and God sent me you. I asked for purpose, and He showed me your heart. That, beloved, is when you'll understand why everything happened the way it did. Why every door that closed was protecting this sacred opening. Why every delay was a part of divine preparation. It will all make sense, the waiting, the heartbreak, the silence. Because all along, heaven wasn't saying no. It was saying, not yet. And now, God says, now. The angels are rejoicing as they prepare to witness the fulfillment of your divine promise. The threads of destiny are weaving faster. The light around both your souls is glowing brighter. Soon, your union will not just be a story, it will be a testimony. And the reason they are being guided to marry you now will truly melt your heart, because it isn't just love. It's purpose. It's destiny. It's divine alignment. It's the moment heaven has been waiting for.